Hello, this is T Chapman 500, and in this video I will be attempting to win at a racetrack that I built myself. So this is the Torina City Superspeedway. It is 4 miles in length, is banked 20 degrees in the corners, and cars can reach top speeds of up to 260 to 275 miles per hour, depending on weather conditions and the draft. A full-length race is 500 miles or 125 laps, and I have yet to win a 100% length race at this track. So I did a qualifying run, qualified third, and then I did a few practice laps, and then later noticed that OBS wasn't actually capturing the game, although it was capturing the in-game audio. Oops. Oh, and it was also capturing my mic audio. That is when I had the button down to do push to talk. Logitech seems to have gotten the brilliant idea to make sure that profiles constantly work when the game is running, but at the cost of not being able to script profiles. Oh, now OBS decides to show the in-game stuff. Oh, and did I mention that the game actually crashed during this stream? Yeah, that tends to happen when you Alt-Tab out of it, especially in full screen mode like what you see here. So here we are, attempt number 1 on what should be a 2.5-hour race, because each lap is about 56 seconds. The pace lap was uneventful, and when the green flag came out, it at first looked like I didn't get a very good run. But I ended up getting a very good run because I can accelerate off the starts better than the AI. I went from third to first before turn 1. Well, we made it to lap 2 out of 125. We have 124 more laps to go. This is gonna be a long race. That is, if I can make it to the end. But if the attempt 1 at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen is any indication, I don't make it to the end. I crash. And at this track, when you crash in the turns, you basically just go straight to the wall, so hardly anybody else gets involved, though here I see 3 others involved. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing for me to crash out on lap 2 out of 125. I mean, come on, it's a 500-mile race and I can't even complete 8 miles of it. Anyways, green flag is out for attempt number 2, and as you can see, I don't get nearly as good of a run as I did on attempt number 1. But as long as I can stay within a reasonable distance of the leaders, I think I'll be okay. At this track, you're basically going full throttle all the way around, especially if you're the leaders. And I'm trying to fix that so that you can't go full throttle all the way around. Not indefinitely, that is. If you're trailing another car, then you definitely will have to either let off or find a way to pass them. And if you can't pass because you're blocked on both sides by either a car or a wall, then you have to lift. And by lift, I do not mean fly. I mean reduce the throttle input. Here you can see I'm getting a little bit loose and I wreck again. Streamlabs OBS really hates me. The problem has to do with the weight bias being a bit too far back, so I adjusted that slightly and saved the setup. This will tighten the car in the corners, but it's gonna make the car really tight as the tires wear out. So, the green flag is out on attempt number 3, and again, I don't get the best start, but that doesn't really matter as long as I can keep up with the leaders. Oh look, I'm in the lead on lap 2. Wonder how that happened. Oh, that's right, I passed the race leader in turn 1 of the previous lap. Now let's see if I can get past turn 1 on lap 2, like I failed to do the last time. So far so good, it looks like that setup adjustment has really helped me. And I am through the corner without incident, and I have Jimmie Johnson right behind me. So I've been leading much of this race, and we're already on lap 21. 20 laps down and 105 to go. Oh, and up until now the race has gone caution-free. Look, there's the first caution. We're gonna race back to the line, but I think I can make it. And guess who's in the lead at the line and the caution? Yep, that's right, yours truly. Yellow flag is out. I need to catch up to the pace car, which is already on the backstretch. Pitting at this racetrack is incredibly scary. Pit road speed limit is 70 miles an hour, and at those speeds, if you clip somebody, you're basically out of contention. Even if it just seems like a minor dent, well, this track requires you to have no damage in order to maintain full speed. If you so much as tap the opponent wrong, well, you're out of contention for the win. But the advantage to a good qualifying position is that you get a stall near the end of pit road, so people will generally not be going very fast when you exit. I just hope there's enough space between me and Jeff Gordon for me to pull out when he comes in for his pit stop. And it looks like there is. This set of pit stops went off without a hitch. Now all I need to do is catch back up to the pace car. By the way, whatever crash that was, it took out 8 of the 43 cars that are in the race. And at least 3 or 4 more are damaged and will be off pace. I'm gonna have to contend with them later on. The car got tied in the entrance of turn 3, so I ended up on the outside line, thus allowing a bunch of cars to pass. Don't worry, like I said, as long as I can keep up with the lead pack, I'll be fine. I'll be able to recover those positions soon enough. Hopefully. And after about 5 to 7 laps, I'm back in the lead. I fell back to about, 15th place maybe. Even at 100% difficulty, it's not really that hard to get back up to the front at these super speedways. Okay, keep a careful eye on the rear view mirror as I go to pass this lapped car. Watch carefully. See how I lost the entire pack? That's basically how the AI in this game works. They don't really know how to navigate lapped traffic at the super speedways. And this is not good because that pack's gonna be gaining on me in a big hurry and I'm probably gonna lose a few positions. Don't worry, it's only about 1 to 2 seconds a lap difference. Yup, I lost the lead when the lead pack caught up to me, but that doesn't really matter because as long as I don't lose the lead pack, I can always retake the lead like what I'm doing here. Except I failed to retake the lead. By the way, did I mention I really don't like pack racing? Even though I didn't get the lead on the previous lap, I definitely got the lead on this lap. Well, maybe. Yeah, I secured the lead before I exited turn 2. What's scarier than yellow flag pit stops? How about green flag pit stops? Yup, it's time for another round of pit stops. These will happen every 25 to 30 laps at this racetrack. And in this instance, the pack pitted without me, which means they're gonna gain about 2 seconds a lap on me just by pitting together. I pitted basically alone. Check the right-hand side of the screen as I merge onto the racing surface. See that? That is the lead pack. Yep, that's right. I just lost 3 positions with that pit stop. And I'm never gonna get those 3 positions back. To be fair, I'm pretty sure I at least lost a little bit of time on pit road because I'm terrible at pitting. Anyways, losing 2 seconds a lap just by not pitting with the pack plus losing all that time on pit road, that really adds up. Question: what happens if you zone out at 250 miles an hour? Well, basically this happens. Yep, I am now out of the race. At least we made it past the halfway point. Unfortunately, making it more than halfway isn't good enough. You have to make it all the way in order to win the race. That is, unless every other car wrecks out first, which, I was among the cars that wrecked out first. Well, between attempts 3 and 4, the game crashed, which is understandable because I alt-tabbed out onto Streamlabs OBS to adjust some settings there, and when I got back in, the game just crashed. So I decided to take the opportunity to rebalance the AI and the tire wear. Now this track is technically in a pre-release state, so technically rebalancing the AI isn't cheating. The goal here is to make the AI challenging and realistic, and to get more realistic tire wear, and I figured it's quite unrealistic for you to be scuffing your tires in the corners the way we are and not have that much tire wear. By the way, did I mention that each pace lap takes about 2.5 to 3 minutes? Anyways, the green flag is out on attempt number 4, and as you can see, I'm getting a good run on the front row. I should also mention that my makeshift sim racing rig gives me a lot of physical pain and discomfort. So in addition to the natural intermission that happens when a game crashes, I also took a little bit of a break to ease the pain. But I'm still in a lot of pain at this point. The mental pain because I just crashed out of a race just over 250 miles through. So just a few laps into this fourth attempt, I failed to block the bottom lane, and well, Matt Kenseth decided to lead the way to the inside. Well, that's fine as long as I keep up with the lead pack. Why do I have the feeling that I've said that several times before in this video? Yeah, I'm not too worried about losing the lead. What I am worried about, however, is hitting another car. Even the slightest tap can send you into the catch fence. Oh, by the way, the red safer barrier, yeah, that's a wall. The thing that's above it is the catch fence. One mistake and we are going over the safer barrier and into the catch fence, which, at least in NASCAR Racing 03, we can't destroy it. Speaking of catch fences, I believe that the Daytona and Talladega catch fences were made more dangerous after Carl Edwards flipped into the fence in, 2009, 2010? If you take a look at Carl Edwards' crash at Talladega when he went into the fence, you'll notice that he didn't just stop and go straight back onto the track at 0 miles per hour. But every crash at that track and at Daytona afterwards ended up in the car doing exactly that. That is unsafe. The car needs to keep its forward momentum as it bounces off the fence. Okay, I'm done ranting. Let's see the rest of this race. Oh look, we're back in the lead. We're approaching the window for the first pit stops and it looks like the caution is out again, in basically the exact same place as it was on the previous attempt before the first pit stop. By the way, I think I adjusted the wrong tire wear parameter because the grip levels are, well, lacking, and there's not really that much wear on the tires. Well, here we are, yellow flag pit stops again. By the way, did I mention that pitting at this track is scary? Watch the car fly by me on the right at 70 miles an hour. Oh, and sometimes the AI tend to crash on the pace lap when exiting pit road, which is why I'm on the apron instead of on the racing surface. Well, the race is gonna be green for one lap starting now. And you might have noticed that I'm in the lead. I like being here. Yeah, looks like the frustration from crashing out of 3 races in a row is really starting to take its toll. I'm kind of getting a little bit reckless with my moves. Here I'm going 3 wide in the hopes of getting to the second position, which isn't gonna work out well. Watch how close we get. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there was contact there. I mean, come on, there's 350 miles left in the race. I can afford to wait a few more laps to get to the lead. By the way, did I mention I'm in a lot of pain right now? Physical pain? Well, during this voiceover, the only thing that's in pain is my voice. But during this race, I was definitely in a bit more pain than that. Anyways, I need to learn how to stretch my patience for a lot longer because being impatient like I am here could get me into trouble. Oh look, I'm in trouble. Well, looks like I'm not going to be winning this race. It really is a shame that I wrecked out of this race because all I needed to do was be a bit more patient and I might have lasted until after the second pit stop. So here we are, attempt number 5. Let's hope this goes better than the last 2 attempts. I made a few makeshift modifications to my makeshift sim racing setup to alleviate the pain, and the alleviation of the pain seemed to work quite quickly. Just don't check to see how much time is left in this video, please. Oh, who am I kidding? The discomfort from the setup modification is worse than the pain. I'm gonna have to try again some other time. Hope you enjoyed watching me fail to win at my own racetrack. If you go to twitch.tv/tchapman500 and follow me, you might be able to catch me trying this again. Also, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you in the next video. This is tchapman500 signing off.